This is the Stock Day Podcast.
On today's show, we're bringing you a brand new company. Name of the company is ProStar Holdings, Inc. They trade on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol MAPPF. You can also find them on the TSX Venture Market under the ticker symbol MAPS, MAPS. With us today is the company's CEO, Mr. Paige Tucker. Paige, welcome to the show.
Kevin, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have ProStar on the show. Before we get started, let's just go over, what do you guys do over there at ProStar?
Well, we are a software as a service company that has developed a cloud and mobile precision mapping solution that we call PointMan, which is designed to capture, record, and display the location of buried utilities and pipelines, and we do it down to the centimeter. And I think, Kevin, what's important is for the audience to know that we spent several years developing PointMan, and today our solution is being adopted by a wide variety of customers and in multiple industry verticals, including construction, utility, pipeline, railway, engineering and surveying, and municipalities. Basically, any entity that's impacted by not knowing the precise location of where buried utilities and pipelines are located.
Wonderful. And I understand that the company has recently came into financing. Tell us about that. Tell us about those results.
Yeah, actually, we were very pleased with our recent financing. As everyone knows, it can be extremely difficult to complete a financing during the summer months, especially now. Yeah, especially now in what is a very challenging market, especially for microcap companies. But the good news is that when we announced our financing, within a few days, we were oversubscribed and actually upsized the offering. So with the financing now behind us, we can focus our attention on executing our business plan.
Yeah, let's talk about execution. What are some of the catalysts that we might expect to see over the next 12 months?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I feel that the construction industry is on the precipice of what I refer to as a digital transformation. And I say this as we are seeing several key indicators, as you referred to, maybe catalysts, that this transformation is right around the corner. Some of the indicators are developments in new technologies, which includes cloud, mobile, GPS, augmented reality, and even AI, all of which will change old and antiquated methods for how buried utilities are located and managed. We're also seeing changes in regulations and industry standards, which are also considered catalysts that will encourage a major shift in an industry that has a reputation for being very slow to change. So I think the change is well underway based on all of these catalysts, and I expect it to actually accelerate over the next 12 months. And of course, this is really good news for us, as I feel confident that we are poised to capitalize. And Kevin, the reason I say that is that we've been working with Fortune 500 construction companies, government agencies, large engineering and surveying firms, even regulators and the equipment manufacturers for several years now in order to perfect our solution, which is now proven and very mature. So now we're redirecting our focus on just simply executing and creating a larger footprint.
Paige, let's shift gears. Can you tell us a little about Pat Clawson and how he is helping with the sales process?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we're putting a lot of new key people into very critical positions, which help us focus more on sales and marketing as opposed to developing the product. So, yeah, Pat's a dynamic leader. He has a proven track record in helping early-stage companies to excel in revenue growth. And I brought Pat in to manage our sales process, including our sales and marketing teams. Pat brings more than 20 years of software industry experience with him, and his core competency is actually implementing a proven process that he's created in a nutshell that just drives sales and revenue. And we also added Pat to the board of directors.
Excellent. Yeah. And, speaking of the board of directors, there's also a new board of directors member named Wayne Moore. Tell us a little more about Wayne and why you think he joined the board.
Well, yeah, number one, Wayne is the former managing director and general partner of Goldman Sachs Merger and Acquisition division.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a very seasoned executive in all aspects of executive management, including operations and, of course, the capital markets. But I feel, Wayne did his due diligence, and he was pretty excited about the position that the company was in and where we are as far as the team that we put together, and also, obviously, the product. But yeah, with the addition of Wayne and Pat, I feel we're putting together a well-rounded board to help us navigate to the next level of operations. And both Wayne and Pat felt they could provide both the expertise and experience to help us, achieve our goals.
Excellent. It seems that the company is evolving, and it appears you are most focused on sales now than product development, based on what we just talked about and what I know. Does this mean the tech development is done for the most part and that you're focusing more on sales and driving revenue, or is it the latter? Can you let me know?
Yeah, 100%. As I mentioned, today our solution is mature and fully developed. We will continue to enhance the product, but we're moving away from what is often referred to as the R&D phase, and we are now more sales-centric focused, meaning that our focus is no longer developing the product, but rather focusing our attention and resources on client acquisition and increasing our revenues. For example, we are expanding our distribution channels by creating business partnerships with several of the leading equipment manufacturers, both domestically and internationally, as well as increasing our sales force and allocating more capital to our marketing strategies. From here on out, it's all about sales and simply adding more logos, which means client acquisitions.
Excellent. Folks, you've been listening to Paige Tucker. He is the CEO of ProStar Holdings, Inc. They trade on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol MAPPF. You can also find them on the TSX Venture under the ticker symbol MAPS. Moving forward, I do recommend that everybody go to ProStarCorp.com to check out their very interactive website, catch up on some of the things that Paige and I have been talking about. I'll tell you what, Paige, I really was happy to have you on the show as a first-time guest. What do you want to leave our listeners with, your shareholders with, from today's interview?
I think we're at a very pivotal juncture in the company where a lot of companies actually don't get to, which is, number one, we've created a world-leading product. We're recognized as a leader. We've created what I call an ecosystem with working with some of the largest equipment manufacturers around the world that are now adopting our technology. As I mentioned, we work with one of the largest infrastructure construction companies in the world that's adopted our technology. We have government agencies that have actually mandated our technology. We're working with some of the largest engineering and surveying firms in the United States, Canada, and even abroad. We're creating distribution channels around the world. So we're at that position right now where a lot of early stage companies never get to, where we can now just simply focus on sales and increasing our revenue. We're well capitalized. We've got a very experienced team in place. Our product is mature. We're just poised to capitalize on a market that has historically been slow to adopt new technologies, and we're now starting to see that shift. So I think that the road ahead of us is going to be very exciting, and I always say the proof will be in the pudding. We should be pushing out a lot of press releases over the next several months, all based on client acquisition, and I think we're just going to be successful on executing.
Absolutely. Paige, I definitely hope to have you back on the show to talk about some of the developments late in 2023. I'll look forward to it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody for listening.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by La Jolla Media, LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are for educational and research purposes. Stock Day encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional.